garden of beauty. Awake. I'm lying on my back. Above me, a night sky glitters with stars unlike any night sky I have ever seen. Hues of cobalt and lavender intertwine as though placed by the gentle strokes of an artist's brush. For a moment, I don't move. But then, I hear the music. It drifts through the dark on a gentle breeze that raises goosebumps along my arms. This tune, do I know it? It seems so familiar, yet so strange, like a memory that had all but faded from my recall, only to bring itself forward in a last moment of rebellion. The breeze moves over me again, and I shiver despite the cardigan I swear I brought. Why am I cold? But I'm not wearing my cardigan. Instead of my jeans and t-shirt, I'm looking down at a red silk skirt, tiered and trimmed with gold. It's so beautiful. I'm almost frightened to touch it, but I do. The fabric is softer than anything I've ever brought into my sewing room. I slide up the full skirt to a tightly laced bodice that accentuates the curve of my hip. Only when I stand can I truly appreciate its beauty. But then, the music calls me again, almost so clearly that I can hear my name on the strings of the violin that carries the melody. It pulls me from the bower where I woke and leads along a flowered path. I pause to gently stroke petals of pink and white and lilac that blush at me along my way. My breath catches as I remember. Flowers don't bloom at night. Closer and closer, till I am in the full height of the haunting tune that has drawn me to itself. Before me is a garden so fragrant, its perfumes almost overwhelm me. Pillars encircle a polished marble floor where men and women dance in gowns and garments more astounding than I've ever seen. All manner of silks and satins and velvets, lavishly embellished, and all of them black and white and gray. My red gown seems like a rose amid the ashes as I slowly begin to move among the dancing couples as if unseen. Each have eyes only for the one in their arms. Then I see him. He stands in the center of the revelry, his eyes drifting over the waves of fabric that swirl about him. Feathers, pearl, and lace adorn the edges of his collar and sleeves. Black curls flow down his back and over his shoulders, framing his pale, entrancing face. His eyes are so amber. He smiles at me with a playful, almost boyish grin, then extends his hand. "Dance with me, Valyrie," he whispers. I don't remember moving towards him. When he speaks my name, it's as if the music fades and everything around me vanishes, only returning once I find myself in his arms. His hands take command of me, one gently pressing against my own palm, the other gripping firmly across my back and pulling me until all I can see are his golden eyes. We move together like we have done so our whole lives. Who are you?" I finally ask. He laughs softly, his lips hovering close to my own. "I don't expect you would know me, but I know you. And for now, just enjoy this moment. I can't look away. Instead, I find myself searching those amber eyes, looking into them as if gazing down into a well. My lips suddenly seem parched, and my words catch in my throat. You're... Yes, he prods, that smile still teasing across his lips. You are so beautiful. Everything here is beautiful, I manage. I surround myself with beauty, he replies. I love beautiful things, and I must have them. His words are pointed, and I feel my cheeks flushing. This seems to please him. The beautiful things I find, I keep in my gardens. How many gardens do you have? Enough to hold all the beautiful things in the world, he assures me. I bite my lip, uncertain of myself. And the ugly things? A coldness comes to his eyes, an almost cruel delight that frightens me. The ugly things I burn. My breath quickens, and I allow the music to fill the silence between us a moment. I'm scared to ask, but I do anyway. Did you take me? No, my sweet, I did not take you. You came to me. How? How could I come here when I don't even know where here is? He shakes his head, bringing his face close to mine. You're letting the questions take your attention again. His lips move along my neck, teeth teasing my skin. I hold my breath as he lifts his face to look at me. That's better, he remarks. There is nothing else right now. Only the dance. Do you understand? I nod and feel his hands tightening as we glide across the floor. Everything around me begins to blur so that only his face remains. His beautiful, cruel face. When the bells begin to ring, I realize I have lost track of everything. Of time, of place, of myself. Perhaps it's been minutes. Perhaps it's been years. I don't know. But the bells break the music so that their deep, empty chime echoes through the night. The bells toll the end, he tells me. Now, you will remember. I was in my car. Driving to work? No, to the park. We were planting rose bushes today. The road was wet. It had rained overnight. Car next to me swerved. I went through the guardrail. Lights, sirens. The ambulance came. But it was too late. I am. He pulls me closer till my chest is against his. That's right, Valyrie. You're mine now. I look at him with a new understanding, a new fear. I can't force myself to say it. Don't be afraid. You weren't meant to be burned. His lips press to mine, gently, carefully, and I feel my breath being pulled from me. My dress, my lovely red dress, it's changing. The color is fading as though washed with years of sunlight, paler and paler, till no trace of its vibrant hue is left. He is changing too. His skin begins to melt like wax from a candle, evaporating with each chime. his perfect lips, his golden eyes, and raven locks, all fading away, till I find myself staring into empty sockets and white bone, and his smile.